In the sleepy village of Umberley in Devon, 63-year-old jeweller Gavin Poulton is preparing for his 20th trip to Thailand.
3 pairs of trousers, and I'm sure that'll be one too many.
He's going to buy jewellery to sell in Britain and to visit his Thai business partner. Catherine, who's been married to Gavin for 40 years, will be staying at home in England.
I suppose in a way I'm envious of him going away, whilst at the same time I don't mind. I'm quite looking forward to being on my own for a month.
Gavin and Catherine had a conventional marriage until Gavin was in his early 40s, at which point he realised he was bisexual. Today, he and Catherine are still married, but have what's best described as an open relationship.
This is my partner, who I hope is running part of my business in Thailand. Here's a more sexy photograph of him. He wanted to pose in front of the camera. He wanted to look as sexy as possible.
As well as being his business partner, 28-year-old Lex is also Gavin's lover. While Gavin is with Lex in Thailand, Catherine will be making the most of Gavin's absence.
I suppose one could say that I've taken advantage of it and had my men friends and enjoyed myself that way. So being without Gavin is fine by me, and if I want to be alone, I will. But it's nice to know that there is a gentleman friend somewhere whose company I can call on, who might call in and have coffee.
Right. Bye-bye. See you in a month's time.
Take care.
After a gruelling flight, Gavin's plane has touched down in Bangkok, but Lex hasn't come to meet him.
It's useful having him around, and I like him in bed with me, but I don't mind whether he comes or whether he doesn't come. It wasn't exactly my first experience with a gay sexual contact. I met a really beautiful young lady in the Bois de Boulogne in Paris. I thought she was a prostitute, so we went a few hundred yards off the road. And I was fondling her breasts and feeling her bottom and kissing and cuddling. By the time I got down to feeling her legs and putting my hand between them, I found she got a cock as well. But it really was the most exciting few seconds of my life. I wasn't shocked after he'd knelt down and filleted me. We went back to the road and I offered him money, but he refused to take it. So he was there just for the excitement in the same way that I had been there just for the excitement. There's a large proportion of people who will say they're shocked by my attitude, but would secretly like to behave in the same way. I'm absolutely convinced of it.
Gavin has rented a flat on the west bank of Bangkok's main river.
Yeah, over there. Yeah. My attraction for Lex is more to do with business than it is to do with a physical relationship. Lex likes me because I'm more wealthy than he is. If somebody says they like me, I never know whether they like me for my money or for my face or for the size of the cough. I just take it all as superficial, just get as much enjoyment out of it as I can. This is the entrance to my apartment block.
Unbeknown to Gavin, he's about to be reunited with his Thai lover, who's been waiting for several hours.
Ah, I wondered if you would be waiting for me.
I worry a lot.
I ring and ring and ring. Where's your telephone?
No. I can close.
You close the telephone, yeah, that's why I didn't see you. And this young man is, I must introduce you, he's a cameraman for English television.
Oh, no.
So now you'll be on English television.
Okay,
I like your hair too. Hey, you look good.
Thank you.
There's another surprise waiting upstairs for Gavin. Lex hasn't come to Bangkok alone. At Gavin's apartment, which only has one bedroom, Lex has brought along half his family.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, finish.
It is very difficult to understand that when I arrange to meet Lex, he turns up with his mother and 2 cousins. But one just has to accept that, because that is the way that Thai people behave. He's looking well, yes, there's no problems with him at all. In fact, you're looking better because he's cut his hair now and it's not quite so long as it was. Am I the same as last time I was in Bangkok?
Yes.
You said I am more fat.
Yes, now you're fat. You're very young. It's number one. Much tomorrow.
Lex likes me to be smooth-faced. Catherine, she likes me to have whiskers, so I grow it again in England. Lex becomes very excited if I play with his nipples. This evening I shall be sleeping. This evening there's no plans for catching up. We'll be catching up over the next week or month.
Gavin and Lex have spent a couple of days catching up and are now heading off to a jewellery wholesaler's.
When I met Lex, it's fair to say that he was making ends meet, but he wasn't particularly solvent. I felt that he was a good salesman. He could sell, I could see that. So I allowed him to buy jewellery on my business account in Bangkok to try the market in Thailand. That started about 2 years ago. The business in Thailand is a partnership. It's almost exclusively run by him. It's just that I financed it. He's experienced some success with it, but I don't know exactly how successful it is, and that's one of the reasons I'm following him around the various places to see how he does the business.
Tucked away down a tiny alleyway, Gavin and Lex eventually find the shop they're looking for.
Look at it. I mean, just look at the amount of stock they've got here, and to look in every box would take me 2 days.
Gavin is losing patience.
I think I'm not buying anything at all. I'm not going to spend all day looking through here and then we go to another shop and I do the same thing, because the money for me is so small.
I know.
Yeah, so it's better that we do not do it anymore. I get on very well with Lex, but one of the problems is that if I go in and buy $1,000 worth of silver and he is with me, he undoubtedly will see things that he could also sell, and he always wants to stick it onto my bill. So I walked out of the shop because it means that he's still in there and he's going to have to pay for that jewellery that he buys himself.
Gavin decides to call his wife.
Is that Catherine? Oh, I'm sorry, you sounded very young, I must say. I've just come out of one shop and I feel sort of a bit hot and sticky and fed up.
Sometimes him can ring for Catherine. I don't want to see, I don't want to know, I don't want to hear. Sometimes I got it, sometimes okay.
Yeah, okay, I'm glad you're okay. Bye. But I think you're angry with me because you,
No, I'm not angry with you.
Gavin and Lex have left Bangkok and are en route to Lex's parents. They've driven 650 kilometres south of Bangkok, though once again, Gavin and Lex have little privacy.
Lex would like to go to sleep at 3 o'clock every morning, and I don't want to. So the relationship between Lex and I is like any other marriage. There is frictions and strains there. By and large, we seem to get on all right together.
The next morning, Gavin and Lex rise early and go to bathe in a hot volcanic pool. In this tranquil setting, Gavin is thinking about the effect Thailand has on his health.
I'm open to a lot more diseases out here than the Thais are, but unless I actually pick up a bug and become infected in my stomach, I find that the diet I have here makes my, if you're filming this, I'll put it nicely, my stools more solid than they are in England. 20 years ago, if I'd have seen Lex in his swimming trunks, I would have had an erection. There's no doubt about it. He's physically attractive. But then so are horses and dogs. I mean, I'm not just attracted to physically attractive boys. Well, I'm 63 now, and I really don't feel that sex is terribly important anymore. Oh, come on, more. I just want the company of somebody who I find attractive. When I was 40, if I look you in your swimming costume,
Yes.
then Gavin Cock come up. Okay, but now Gavin older,
Yes.
and okay, I look at you same person, very beautiful, but cock not come up. Okay.
Okay.
I really don't understand the meaning of the word love. I have had an extremely passionate feelings, which I would suppose must be love for three people. A young ladyboy called Mu in Thailand, an English antique dealer cum jeweller, and my wife's sister originally.
Mu was Gavin's first Thai lover. After meeting him in Bangkok, Gavin fell in love and visited him a number of times over the next 2 years. The relationship began to fall apart in July 1990, when Mu arrived in the UK with serious health worries.
As there was the AIDS scare at that time, this is maybe 6 or 7 years ago, he and I were both tested for HIV. It turned out that Mu was positive. I was negative, and because I value my marriage to Catherine more than I value my relationships with other people, I terminated the relationship with Mu.
Because of the risk that Gavin could still develop HIV in the months after his test, he stopped sleeping with his wife.
We never really developed a sexual relationship again. She's been seeing this man now for about 4 or 5 years, I think. They seem to be content with each other, and she is also content with me.
Finally, the couple arrive at Lex's parents' house. Lex's family are wealthy by Thai standards, owning local orchards and rubber plantations, and they feel genuinely honoured to have Gavin stay with them.
When I'm here, I usually sleep with Lex in a semi-private part of the house, but we very rarely ever have any sexual congress in the house, mainly because there is no privacy in Thai houses. You never know when children are going to walk in. My relationship with everybody in the house is good, particularly with Lex's father, who makes an effort to be friendly towards me. The family know that Lex is gay. They know that Lex did some ladyboy shows when he was very young. I am pleased that they accept me as a friend of Lex. And my relationship with Lex, it's a relationship for me for pleasure. I'd like to see him develop his business more. But I don't want to feel committed to him. I don't want to feel that he's committed to me either. You viewers can make your own mind up about how maybe you think Catherine should behave towards me, or I should behave towards her. But we have found our own way of living, and we're still married, you know, after 40 years. There's a lot of you out there who aren't.
Sadly, a month after Gavin returned to Britain, he received the tragic news that Lex had been murdered during a robbery in his home village.